Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anthonette Joice Bermoy, currently connected at the Department of Education, the Division of Iligan City. I earned my master's degree major in educational management in St. Michael's College, Quezon Avenue, Iligan City. My research study is entitled Learner-Centered Approach and Mathematics Performance through Home-Based Numeracy and Parental Involvement. The main purpose why I conducted this study is to test whether the frequency of various home numeracy experiences as reported by parents was related to the children's mathematical knowledge and the use of a learner-centered approach inside the classroom that can improve learner achievement. It is in this context that the researcher determined whether these factors were associated with the mathematics performance of the primary level learners in a local public school. Thus, the researcher was motivated to delve into this study to ascertain the importance of how teachers' learner-centered approach, the home-based numeracy activities of the parents at home, the parents' parental involvement, and their interactions affected the academic performance of learners in mathematics. Thus, early exposure to quantitative activities provide a foundation for children's acquisition of mathematics. In 2003, Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study, in which the Philippines ranked 34th out of 38 countries in high school mathematics, and on the result of the Philippine National Achievement Test or not, showed that high school students and elementary learners also perform poorly in mathematics. To resolve this problem, the Department of Education encouraged the teachers to utilize learner-centered approach. The goal of the present research is to test the association between various home numeracy experiences as reported by parents and the children's mathematical knowledge as mediated by the teacher's use of learner-centered approach inside the classroom to improve learner achievement in mathematics. This study determined the association between parents' extent of engagement in home-based numeracy activities and learners' exposure to learner-centered approach to the mathematics performance of grade 1 learners. Specifically, it attempted to answer the following question. This study assumed that parental involvement in home-based numeracy activities and the teacher's exposure to learner-centered approach in the classroom were associated with the learner's mathematical performance. This assumption was anchored on the Bandura social cognitive theory by Albert Bandura and the theory of Lev Vygotsky on the social cultural theory, specifically the zone of proximal development or the ZPD, and the constructive theory by Lev Vygotsky. And this is the conceptual framework of the study. This study employed the descriptive correlational research design. The study was conducted in South 1A Central School. This is a public elementary school located at 10th East Rosario Heights, Barangay Tubod, Iligan City, Lanao del Norte, Philippines. The respondents of this study were the grade 1 learners and their parents who enrolled in South 1A Central School during the school year 2019-2020. A total of 426 learners and parents respondents who participated in this study. Purposive sampling technique was employed in this study in selecting the respondents. There were 4 instruments used to gather the data for this, and the following instruments were utilized in obtaining the desired data. Result and findings of the study are presented chronologically based on the objectives of the study as presented therein. The table 1 shows the level of parents' parental involvement. On the level of parents' parental involvement, it shows that the highest mean of each parent's involvement was in the personal follow-up, while the least involvement done by the parent respondents was on the voluntary. This means that parental involvement in the school was very much manifested in being involved in homeschool community partnership. The table shows the extent of parents' parental involvement in home-based numeracy activities. It shows that the highest mean of each parent's involvement in home-based numeracy was in the letter activities, while the least involvement done by the parents' respondents' numeracy activities is in the developing fine motor skills. This implies that parental involvement in home-based numeracy activities was very much evident. The table 3 shows the relationship between the parents' parental involvement and their extent of engagement in home-based numeracy activities. Results reveal that only latter activities of home-based numeracy parents was not significantly correlated to their parental involvement in terms of learning at home, volunteering, decision-making, community involvement, and communication. Overwhelming evidence showed the association of majority of these variables between the parents' parental involvement and their extent of engagement in home-based numeracy activities. These correlations manifested direct degree of relationship, which means that parents with higher extent of involvement showed higher numeracy activities at home. In fact, parents' numeracy activities showed moderately to relatively strong relationship to their parental involvement. Table 4 shows the extent of the teacher's utilization on the learner-centered approach. It shows that majority of the teachers use learner-centered approach in the classroom. The results imply that majority of the learner respondents rated their teachers to be excellent in the utilization of learner-centered approach towards students. The table 5 shows the learner's performance in mathematics. It shows that majority of the respondents, or 40%, have a grading scale of 80 to 84, which was interpreted as approaching proficiency, while the least distribution was 0.9% with a grading scale of 90 to 100, which was interpreted as advanced. The academic performance of the learners in mathematics was majority in a grading scale of 89 to 75. The results imply that all of the learner respondents passed the first and the second quarter. The table 6 shows the relationship between the learner's performance in mathematics and the extent of teachers' utilization on the teacher's learner-centered approach. Learners that showed an approaching proficiency in mathematics performance, they always observed that their teacher was employing the learner-centered approach in their classes than learners with developing mathematics performance. Table 7 shows the effect of the parents' parental involvement and home-based numeracy to the learner's mathematics performance when mediated by the extent of teachers' learner-centered approach. Results revealed that there was a significant change of variation accounted by the teacher's learner-centered approach. The home-based numeracy activities of the parents at home, the parents' parental involvement, and their interactions. It can be observed when home-based numeracy activities were accounted in the model, none of these were significantly contributor to the learner's mathematics performance. However, when this mediated by the teacher-learner-centered approach, interactions were detected and significantly influenced the learner's mathematics performance. Among the significant mediation effect, it was learner-centered approach and numeracy activities had the biggest impact to the learner's mathematics performance. In fact, all these interactions effect were positive, which means that as home-based numeracy and teacher extent on the learner-centered approach increase, learners' mathematics performance is increased as well. Learners whose parents show a very low extent of home-based activities with teacher who had lower extent of learner-centered approach manifested low performance in mathematics. And this is the proposed intervention program. Objectives of this intervention program is to help learners deal with the different factors that can affect them both positively and negatively. Empirical investigations revealed that there was a significant change of variation accounted by teachers' learner-centered approach. The home-based numeracy activities of the parents at home, the parents' parental involvement, and their interactions. It can be observed when home-based numeracy activities were accounted in the model. None of these were significant contributor to the learner's mathematics performance. However, when this mediated by the teacher-learner-centered approach, interactions were detected and significantly influenced the learner's mathematics performance. This implies that all these interactions effect were positive, which means that as home-based numeracy and teacher extent of learner-centered approach increase, learners' mathematics performance increase as well. Based on the results of the study, the following recommendations were drawn and might be useful to the following individuals such as the school administrators, the mathematics teachers, the parents, and the future researchers. And here are the list of the references used in this study. That would be all. Thank you for listening.